When you want to talk about the hypocrisy, you might as well go to the dumbest person on the other side first to set it up. And if we have a clip of him being asked about this and responding, why don't we run that first? And I'm assuming it's going to set this up a little better.
He's asking how it's different, the case between Trump and Hillary.
Okay, here we go.
The president has broad declassification authority when he is in office, but typically a declassification is memorialized in some way. Can you seek out the answer to the question of whether there actually is record of whether Donald Trump declassified that? That's his defense here, that anything he had already declassified.
Yes, we should determine, whether there was any effort during the presidency to go through the process of declassification. I've seen no evidence of that, nor have they presented any evidence of that. The idea, first of all, a former president has no declassification authority.
Right.
And the idea that 18 months after the fact, Trump could simply announce, well, I'm, retroactively declassifying, or whatever I took home had the effect of declassifying them, is absurd. But nonetheless, the statutes the Justice Department are asserting in the search warrant don't even require that they still be classified. If they would be damaging to national security, it's a problem. It's a major problem. And finally, I'd like to add the reaction of many of my Republican colleagues and those around the former president to attack the FBI over this and endanger FBI agents is just another damaging level of irresponsibility.
I want to ask you the comparisons here to how classified material was handled by former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who was investigated, and Sandy Berger, who had been a national security advisor in the Clinton administration. What is different about what you are seeing now versus those cases?
Well, what strikes me as most different, and again, and the Sandy Berger case, I have to say I'm not as familiar with since that was so long ago. But at least from the public reporting, what appears to be so willful about this on the former president's part, that the Justice Department, FBI went out repeatedly, engaged with them repeatedly to try to make sure they had all the classified information. If the FBI was misled, if Trump and his attorneys asserted, under oath or otherwise, that they'd turned it all over and hadn't, that level of willfulness really distinguishes it, both in terms of obstruction, but also in terms of motive. What is the reason for this, and also what is the risk that was created as a result?
Enough of this guy. He's so intellectually dishonest. I don't even know where to start. First of all, Brennan's question. Yeah, Brennan's question and the way she sets it up already starts the nonsense because she doesn't even know what she's talking about. Number two, he is the worst kind of scum. So if you're going to listen to him, you're basically saying that you have no intellectually honest reason to even know the argument. So, because what he's saying is, first of all, this is the only time he's never seen the evidence. For 6 years, This guy's the only guy who's ever seen evidence on anything dealing with Trump. Every day, we got him. Now, I haven't seen any evidence of this. So let's just go over a couple things.
Yeah.
First of all, the president is the end-all, be-all of classification when he was the president. Clearly, no one is making the argument that any of this happened after he left the office. Clearly, we don't think he went back to the White House. We don't think he tried to declassify these things afterwards. So if we can all at least agree on that, this all happened when he was the president of the United States. Number two, it's been 18 months since he left the White House. Why the sudden urgency on Monday? It's been 18 months. If the DOJ was so concerned, the archivist was so concerned about these documents, we know President Trump was in touch with them. We know that they had already made a trip to Mar-a-Lago. We know they had asked to put extra security on the door. And we also know that they took away about 11 sets of classified documents from Mar-a-Lago.